Hello, welcome to Joe's Garage. This is my Lincoln MKZ Hybrid Red Z. Today we've reached the 50,000 mile mark, so it's time to change the fluid, the transmission fluid, and I'm going to show you how I did that without really jacking the car up or without going underneath the car. Got a few things to show you here. This tube you see, I'll bring it over and show you closer in a minute, but one thing I have that I've added is a dipstick. This part of the dipstick is a dipstick from a 2020 MKZ all-wheel drive 2-liter. Some of the earlier models had that. I bought one of these for it, modified it, but then I've made it so it works for this car. As you can see, this little rubber hose here is where the dipstick goes in. This hose goes straight down and then goes along the driver's side of the transmission to the back and around and connects to the drain plug, allowing me to put a pump on this and pull all the transmission fluid out through the drain plug up through this tube, and then put the new stuff back in the same way. This picture, this is the driver's side of the transmission. It looks like that. This is where the axle comes out to the left front wheel, and the drain port is around here, right back in the corner there. This is the fill port, where you check for the proper fluid level and where you add fill the transmission fluid in, at least the way that most people do it. This orange line that I've drawn on here is where that tube that I was showing you goes. It comes around the front and goes up to the part you saw. So, like I say, this is the driver's side of the transmission, and it shows those key points. The on the bottom, if you go just under here, take the camera and go just under there, you can see this spot. And this is the underside, and this is the drain, the drain port, the front of the car being that way, and then that drain port. Zoom in closely. This is, if you look, the front of the car is that way. This is coming over to the driver's side of the transmission, but this connection here I've added on mine And that's actually this piece, and this screws into the hole where the actual drain plug was. This is the drain plug that was in there, and it's a 3/16 Allen wrench to get that out. And then you screw this in, and then into that I put this piece, screws in there, and then the hose gets pushed onto that, and with a clamp. And that's the way I hook the hose up, and it goes around to the top of the transmission. Now we're back at the car, and one of the things what I use to get this off, to get the fluid out of there, is lay that on there, and then I take this pump with these tubes and hook it up to, you can hook it up to the battery of the car or a portable battery if you have one, and I'll show you that in a second here. Yeah. So I'll take this pump, set it here, and the input side is this one. So I'm going to connect this directly into that hose that goes down to the drain pipe on the transmission. And then this pipe this tube I'll run into this empty 5-quart container. I'm going to hook this up so that it doesn't slip out. Rather than use the car's battery, I'm going to use this little portable battery I have. And we'll pump that out. And it's running. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a place along here that you can see how much you've got. So we're at a quart now. There's 3 quarts. There's 4 quarts. I'm going to let it settle. There we are, 4.5 quarts. Okay, now the plug back in the end of that so it doesn't leak all over. Put the lid on. Now for the new, put a plug in the end of that so it doesn't leak. For the new one, we're going to reverse these hoses. So that we'll put the fresh stuff, the new transmission fluid, put the new transmission fluid in, and we'll stick the hose down in farther to the tank. We've got the new tank over here, but the first thing, okay, I'm going to take this new container, transmission fluid. The first thing I'm going to do is, this is 5 quarts, so I'm going to put a half a quart in here, because 4.5 quarts is how much it goes in. To get where I can see it. Okay, there, pretty close to there's 2 cups, half a quart. Set that aside. And then I'll take this I have 4.5 quarts left in here since I took the half quart out, and it's a 5 quart container. So now put this tube back down in here. To about the bottom. And we'll now take the new material, the new transmission fluid, and pump it back down into our transmission. And there we are. Take that off. Plug the end of the tube so it doesn't leak. Now I'm going to take this one off and plug it. Set this pump aside. Now, this is an empty. Set it aside, and I'm going to take a peek at where we are here. Fluid level is right at the top. I'll try to show that to you. As you can see, the oil is just at the very top there, the X on max. So that's full, right to the top. this was calibrated. I calibrated this by taking the wheel off and doing the conventional measuring where you have to take that little fill plug out and let it drip, put it in just the right amount, and measure very carefully how much I put in that time. And so I knew that that was the right amount. And once I had that, then I could calibrate this dipstick by adjusting its length with the hash marks, and this is right at the top of the hash marks now. So that's what we'll call it. Call it full and call it done. So that's complete. All I got to do is put the light away, shut the lid, let it run a little bit. So next day I take it out and dry, but I'll be fine. I'll check it once I've driven it a few miles. I'll check it again, make sure that it's the right amount. But I know that it takes 4.5 quarts, and that's what we put in. So we ought to be in good shape. Thank you.